Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We are going to finish out this Falling in Reverse trilogy with drugs. On Monday, we checked out Losing My Mind. Yesterday, we checked out Losing My Life. And today, we're going to look at drugs to wrap up their trilogy of songs. Before we get into this, I do want to remind everyone, if you can, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. All right, let's get into this. So, I've actually enjoyed sort of the direction that this band has gone in. I mentioned on Monday that they tried to implement a lot of ideas together, but it kind of felt a little piecemeal, and they had time to mature as a group. And yesterday, when we checked out Losing My Life, I mentioned that a lot of the disparate elements, they really found a way to bring them together into a cohesive whole of a song. So I'm interested in seeing how this group sort of goes beyond that and continues to evolve. So let's get into today's song from Falling in Reverse called Drugs. Alright, so we're seeing a lot of the same elements here already. Exchanging this strong rapping in the verses for auto-tunes vocals. Such an uncomfortable feeling, beginning to feel the hostility from my ability of slowly becoming a villain. I just want to thank all my fans, especially without you is a death to me. I don't consider myself a celebrity, but I've been doing this shit till I'm 70. This is my destiny, this is the destiny. It's an incredible feel on the ground, letting it go, I'm letting you know. We're killing ourselves on the loud. Everybody wants some, everybody gets none from me. Cut it out. Yeah, so they definitely have a song composition style. I mean, it's very much a continuation of what we saw yesterday. This one does lean a little bit more into like a hip-hop beat right here. Like those hi-hat rolls though. And we had a shorter pre-chorus that ditched the rap section for the second time through. They got the drum kit with the hip-hop digital drums as well.
Do I know you?
No, not really.
You seem so familiar.
I was apologies. I'm here to thank you. I'm here to thank you for never being there. Because it made me the person I am today. And without that, I don't know where I'd be. So this is my first hello. And this is my last goodbye.
I think that's the first time they've done a real big build-up and then deliver on it. Real nice subversion right there, knowing. Knowing their tendencies and subverting them. I like that. Interesting.
It felt so real. It's like I'm losing my mind. It's like I've been there before. I just know it. Wait. Willow? What are you doing? Why are you standing like that? Willow, this isn't funny. Willow! Willow! You've gotta be fucking kidding me!
Well, I gotta give him credit for the high concept as far as the music videos that accompany the music. So, let's see, on a casual basis, I did not enjoy that one as much as Losing My Life. I thought that it did a lot of things very well, but it was just missing something to really bring me back in. And some of it might have just been the extended cinematic sequences. Some of it might have been the guest vocalist completely changed that section up. There's a lot of different aspects here that could have influenced my first time listen, but I do really want to point out some of the ways that they've continued to evolve and grow and mature their sound to this point, especially looking at where they started with Losing My Mind. I think that was the first one. So there's a lot of similar elements here. We have a merging of hip hop and pop and rock and metalcore, post hardcore, something in that genre, and bringing all that together into a cohesive mix. And a cohesive idea that is still relatively separating some of these elements out. We have a strong electronica presence. We have one section of rapping, which didn't show up as much as the previous two tracks. And we had some clean vocals. We had some yelling, almost like distorted cleans. And then we had a section of harsh vocals that just, they weren't delivered by the lead vocalist this time, but they were still part of the song. And there's a transition into a harsh breakdown. Now, I mentioned yesterday that the transition to the harsh breakdown felt sort of natural. I enjoyed where it came from, and I thought it was a natural resolution of the angst and anger that was building up throughout the song. However, this time around, it feels out of nowhere and almost, it kind of feels like it was done because that's what you do usually when you have a metalcore or a post-hardcore song. You get to the bridge, and that's usually a breakdown. So let's put a heavy breakdown in there with, a repeating pedal tone in the guitar and bass, that the rhythmic element matches what's going on in the drums, usually a bass kick, and we're going to put some harsh vocals over that. And that it kind of feels like that's what was done here. I understand it went with the visuals. That was the harshest part of the song, with the chainsaw, but it feels like it came out of nowhere musically, and it just lacked that resolution that was present in losing my mind, losing my life. Their second one. However, I do think that it's interesting to see that they aren't stagnating, right? Um, so if losing my life was the honing of what they attempted to do in losing my mind, then this would be the next step. I feel like Losing My Life was a really solid track, and it did a fantastic job of merging all of the ideas that we saw in the first song into a cohesive whole, rather than, chopping it up and we're going to do this, then we're going to do, the electronica, then we're going to do the rock. And really finding a way to merge everything into a cohesive whole. This is saying, okay, we've done that. We did that very well. Let's see what else we can do. So this time we went in hard with the auto tune, right? This time we utilized the rapping, but didn't put it primarily as the verse technique. It was a pre-chorus that only showed up once. This time we used the electronica in different ways. Right, this time we introduced harsher vocals with the guest vocalist to, introduce an even harsher contrast between the rest of the song. All of this while continuing to utilize and do the things that they do very well, which is merging that post-hardcore kind of poppy chorus with the electronica background and the distorted cleans, and really merging that down to a science, and nailing it, but simultaneously understanding, hey, we do something the same way these last two songs. We've started to grow a pattern. Is there any way we can break out of this pattern? And I think it's interesting that they set up two of these massive drops where the band cuts out and the dude sings for like 2 or 3 beats, and then the next bar, beat one, we get this big explosive moment. We saw two of those almost back to back right at the beginning, and then we didn't see one for a while. And when we were coming out of the bridge, maybe it was the narrative synth section, we were coming out of one of the sections, and there's this huge buildup, and then it calmed right down, and that was the moment that I really expected them to go into their final chorus, and the huge explosive first beat, and put some more ornamentation in there and close out the song. And instead we went to something a little bit more personal, vulnerable, a sparser section. There isn't all the bravado in his rapping or his his spoken word. It really is more of a vulnerable aspect where he's not seeming as strong as he has in the other songs. And it's this huge subversion of everything they've set up musically, but as well as this persona that he puts off as a singer. And it was beautiful. I loved it. They have this strong self reflection where they can see who they are and what they tend to do, and can, utilize that in ways of changing their sound. And I just thought that was really awesome. I don't know if that was something they specifically set out to do, but I'm glad it happened, because it's something I picked up on the other two songs, is that they really started to get a pattern going with their song composition, the way that the songs progress and how they move between sections. And they took a chance to subvert that, but also, like I said, they also subverted the sort of the persona. Both of those songs are very, there's a strength to the singing. You don't ever get to see them see the singer in a position of lesser than commanding. The singer definitely commands throughout both of those songs, and to have that moment of almost insecurity, I really dig that. Um, But yeah, overall, I would say that this is more of the same, which isn't bad if you really enjoy this. If you really enjoyed the other two, you're probably going to enjoy this one as well. And yeah, and like I said, it's really interesting to see how they're growing as a group and taking their craft and really manipulating and finding out what they want to do with it, um, and where they want to go. So I think after this we had Popular Monster and then the two redos. Um, the Drug and Me is reimagined, and then something about a revamping of Vampire. Um, so this would be their last original song that we haven't checked out. Because, like I said, next is Popular Monster. We did check that out about a year ago. Actually, it's been a while since we looked at Falling in Reverse. So I am interested to see where this band goes next. Because Popular Monster kind of went to more of a traditional rock role, and then, of course, um, The Drug and Me is reimagined, was heavy on piano and some strings, maybe. It was just more of a cinematic, rooted, very grounded feel, getting rid of all of the flair of the rock and the electronica. Um, so, yeah, I'm interested to see where they go from here. Because, like I said, I really enjoyed Losing My Life. I thought that was a fantastic song. And it has, I have gone back to it. I have gone back to it. I enjoyed it. Um, and I really want to see them hone because there aren't really many other bands who are going to combine all of these elements, and I think they're doing a great job, kind of muddying through this and figuring out where it goes and how everything fits together. But those are my thoughts on Falling in Reverse's Drugs. This is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up with some comments if you enjoyed it or not. Maybe something I missed. Maybe you caught something. Let me know. When you're done commenting, head up to the description box. There's some links in there. Maybe you want to join the Discord community and chat with me and the rest of the Critical community. Maybe you want to support the channel on Patreon. Maybe you want to follow me on Twitter. All those links are there. Another way to support the channel is to like, subscribe, ring the bell. All three of those things help out the channel immensely. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC with another song of my selection, my choosing. I've been told that I should probably check out Falling in Reverse's I'm Not a Vampire. And that's what I was talking about earlier when I said the revamp thing. I'm Not a Vampire. I've had a couple requests to check both the original and the revamp. I got 2 more days left. Might as well, right? I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling tomorrow. Until next time, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.